One of the biggest misconceptions about reinventing yourself is that it's something that only occurs after a major life event, like such as divorce, a breakup, losing a job, hitting rock bottom, that sort of thing. The truth really is, guys, that reinventing yourself happens all the time. It never stops. Every decision that you make is either reinforcing the person that you've always been or the person that you are becoming. You can literally decide to change your fate, to change your destiny, to change the person of who you are, to create the life that you have always wanted, the life that your soul is pushing you to create. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new. My name is Andrea Johnson. I am your mystical muse, and here we talk about everything spirituality, self-development, and stepping into the highest version of ourselves. So let's dive into today's video. We're going to be talking about the biggest life lessons that can help you step into the highest version of yourself. These are the things that I have come to realize after going through several life transformations that have helped me become the person who I am today. One of the things about us humans is we become attached to the ideas that we form about ourselves, and typically the ideas that we form about ourselves come from external factors, right? Things in our environment we identify ourselves as that keep reinforcing the idea of what it is that we have about ourselves. But a lot of the time, our identity of who it is that we are is created from past circumstances in our life. The identity of what you are operating on, or the energetic level, was created in versions of ourselves that were trying to survive. And when you're operating off of an identity that was formed on a foundation of survival mode, you will be unconsciously manifesting that life over and over and over. It may look different on the outside. It will be showing up in different ways in your life, and you will never fully step out of the character that was operating on survival mode into the new identity or the new reality that you want to create. Now, this doesn't mean that the past version of you was wrong in any way. In fact, it is helping you to be able to step into this new version of yourself because it helps you become based on your experiences. If you learn from your experiences, it helps you evolve into a higher version of yourself. So everything literally is happening for you. So you have to ask yourself, what are you holding on to of your old identity, the parts that you're holding on to because it's familiar. Growth requires making space for something new to come in. This body can only hold so much energy. You can only allow new energy to come in if you let something else go. You cannot have two conflicting beliefs or two conflicting energies operating at the same time. It's going to cause confusion. Decide who it is that you want to be and start living like them now. Now. This is one of the biggest lessons that I've ever learned. God always places an idea in our hearts and in our minds. Imagination is a gift from God. You feel and envision on an energetic plane before you manifest it physically. Everything starts in the spiritual realm, the realm of unform, before it materializes into matter. You are the bridge between it. Whatever you want to create in your life, you have to be that energetic frequency now to be able to create that frequency here. That's how it works. You cannot be the person that you want to be operating off of your old identity. It's an energetic frequency. Most people are living for the now instead of their future tomorrow. You have to live from the person that you want to be in the present moment. And it's really hard for a lot of people to do that because we look to our external world to give us proof that we are this thing when we have to see it on the inside first and believe it for then it to show up physically in our world. Believing is seeing. You have to get extremely clear on who it is that you want to become and decide to be them. You have to get incredibly specific. What does that version of you think like? How do they speak to themselves? How do they handle conflict? What habits do they have in their daily life? What no longer do they tolerate in their life? You have to get extremely clear. And don't worry if you don't know in the beginning, because that can freeze you from taking movement in the first place. The sign for you to be able to know how to move or what decisions to make is the discomfort that you feel on the inside. The discomfort enough will eventually grow so much that you will just move, even without a plan. Operate from what feels good. Move towards the feel-good feeling, and then ideas will start forming after that. I think a lot of the times we try to come up with ideas first and creating who it is that we want to be when we're not even fully sure what or who we want to be, or we know the reality that we want to create or have an idea of it, but we don't know the in-between. We can energetically tune in to that end result, and you feel the frequency shift. You feel that shift, the ideas come later. Operate off the feeling on the inside. Follow that. That will be your guide when you don't know in the mind the steps to take. But operating off of intuition, which is the feeling, will help you be able to form those next steps, those next ideas, the roadmap for yourself. Really, guys, and a lot of people get this wrong, we have to operate off of faith. That is the biggest energetic frequency shift that you can make for yourself, is by taking that step without fully knowing what the outcome is going to be and not attaching yourself to that outcome. You take a step in faith knowing that it is a step in the right direction because you have a desire. A desire was placed in your heart. You take that step in faith, even if that step that you take is not exactly how you thought it would turn out, but it's getting you to that in desired state. That will be what you want. You have to operate off of faith. This is just how life works, and it is the whole point of life, guys. Why would we even be here? What would be the point of life if we didn't have to have faith? Because we would have all the answers. Where's the fun in that? Do it now. You have to be it now for it to show up. And the universe or God will decide however which way it's going to show up for you. Stop chasing and start becoming. This is a big one. Many of us spend our entire lives chasing the reality, chasing the relationship, chasing money, chasing love, the promotion, the job, the body, the validation. We constantly spend our lives chasing. And when we chase something, we are sending out the signal that we don't have that thing. We are sending out a signal that we are not whole and complete, that we are saying, because I don't have this, I am not happy. You will find, if you so do get said thing in your life, it will bring you a short period of dopamine, a short period, and you will find that you will return to the state of not happy. We convince ourselves that once we achieve a certain state or achieve a certain goal or a materialistic item, that we will finally feel whole with it. And that is the biggest illusion that life could give you. Chasing reinforces the belief that you are incomplete, when in reality you are whole and complete already. The healthy question isn't, how do I get what I want? It's, who do I become while I'm bringing that reality or that manifestation to me? When you become someone who values themselves and lives in alignment with their values, your decisions naturally begin to change towards that manifestation. If they don't, it is truly not in alignment with you. That manifestation is not in alignment with your soul. You're operating off of an ego there. The true key here is becoming less focused on outcomes, attaching yourself to expectations of what you think should happen, and you're more focused on yourself. You're more focused on the growth aspect, the journey of it, rather than the outcome. So you're able to make more movements, because guys, the key is in the journey. The journey is why we are here. Us in the spiritual realm, because we're connected there, we think it, we are it. And we subconsciously know this. When you think something of, you see your higher version of yourself, you feel a certain way, right? You feel elevated. The idea, the fact that you can even come up with that idea means it exists in some form of reality in the ethers, and you're tapping into it. The emotion behind it is the communication from your intuition, pushing you in that direction, pulling you in that direction, like a magnet. Start becoming fascinated with your own life. Start becoming obsessed about your life. Become genuinely interested in your own life. So many people spend years waiting for something to bring excitement into their life rather than creating it for themselves. I say this all the time. Inspire yourself. Your life is art. Your life is creation. Inspire yourself rather than waiting for a muse to come in and do it for you, rather than waiting for somebody else to spark that inspiration within you. Start creating it in your own life and watch your external world change. You will be so fucking magnetic. People will be drawn to that inspiration because our world that we live in today, a lot of people lack inspiration. We live in a monotonous 9 to 5 in almost the sleep state. People that are not awake in their life live that mundane life and they're miserable. They have no creativity. That spark is gone. They've numbed themselves. Either they've accepted the reality or they numb themselves with stupid shit in their external world rather than doing what their soul wants to do, what lights them up on the inside, and they lose that piece of them. And they look to their external world for inspiration, that little bit of hope, or they feed off of that energy in other people to help elevate them and stay stuck in that trapped, shitty place in your mind where you feed off of somebody else's inspiration, but you never actually take that energy and make movement with it in your own life. You just collect it from somebody else and it elevates you for a little bit and then it's gone. Go travel. Go learn something. Take yourself on dates. Don't wait for that relationship. Develop hobbies. Go try something new. Elevate your life. Decorate your damn home. Do something creative. That is what inspiration is. Inspiration is in spirit. It is moving in spirit. Spirit is creation, is life. One of the biggest realizations that I have had a download from a long time ago was when I went to the higher realms and I felt what it felt like there. I did not want to come back, but it felt very childlike, very playful, very innocent, a lot of love. The biggest thing that really shocked me was the amount of curiosity that I felt that the Creator is or feels about us humans or the human experience. It's the amount of curiosity and childlike innocence. Wonderment is the word that comes to mind. That is what this experience is about. It is being curious and creating out of wonder. What can I create? What do I want to create? What experiences am I going to gain from this? What can I become? Your life is art. Create it. You are a blank canvas anytime that you want to be. Change it. You don't like what you created off of an old version of you? Change your canvas. Start over. It's only one decision away to do so. Lean into discomfort. This is one of the biggest things that I've learned is fear, the uncomfortable feeling, is actually good. It is a good sign that when you lean into it, transformation is about to happen because the ego likes to stay the same. The ego likes to keep you safe. The ego wants to keep this body alive, okay? We operate out of the comfort zone, and that comfort zone, don't get me wrong, there is a benefit to it because your nervous system has to recalibrate itself around, a new identity, a new reality. But in order to get to the new reality, you're going to have to push yourself outside of the comfort zone. There is an energetic shift in frequencies. The person that you want to become to the person that you are now, you have to bring yourself up to that level. To do that, energetically, the body's going to see it as a threat. The ego will see it as a threat, and it will play shit out in your mind. That narrator is going to go freaking crazy with second guesses, with, oh, this isn't right, with fear, all the things that could go wrong. It is a trap. That is just the way the mind works, and you have got to recognize it, or else you will stay stuck in that comfort zone and you will slowly kill your soul. You will slowly kill your soul because you will envision that life, that the higher self version of you the thing that God keeps gifting you with in your mind. You know it exists and you feel it, but you will never push yourself out of the side of that comfort zone. And you will tell yourself, oh, because it feels uncomfortable, because I'm scared, that must not be right. That cannot be meant for me. No, it is meant for you because you feel the energetic shift. It is meant for you because life is meant to test you. I don't want to put it in that way. You have to move with faith that this thing is for you because you think it, despite the fear. God loves when you lean into faith when you feel fear. That is the biggest manifestation you could ever do for your life, is leaning into faith despite the fear. And you will realize when you do this, that voice inside your head was a liar. The only way you can overcome fear is by physically putting the body through it. Proving to the physical world, meaning your body, because your body is matter, that it can survive what it thought it was scared of. Only then can you shift realities. Do the shit before you're ready is what I'm trying to say, guys. You will never be fully ready. You can do all the affirmations, you can do all the self-development, you can read all the books, you can feel into the feeling, and it will help. Don't get me wrong, because you're going to feel that energetic shift. It helps get your body accustomed to what it feels like to be that person, but it still is not a comparison to actually doing it in the physical world. Nothing beats that. Nothing moves matter quicker than moving matter. Build confidence through evidence. That is the only way you can build confidence, is by doing the shit. You can do all the self-development and realizations, but it is through action that you build confidence. It is by proving to yourself you can do hard shit. It is by keeping promises that you will do the hard shit. That is self-love. Confidence and self-love are the same thing. Self-abandonment is knowing the shit that you should do, but choosing the opposite because it's familiar. And then you feel that discomfort on the inside, even though you chose the opposite, because you choose every decision, everything that you do in your life, whether you realize it or not. Every promise that you keep to yourself becomes evidence of the person that you are becoming, of the reality that you are wanting to build, because it's one and the same, guys. The person and the reality, the same thing. Every boundary, every difficult decision, every commitment you honor, little by little, you are building trust in yourself. You are building confidence. Self-worth grows when your actions consistently match your words. Don't get trapped in endless cycles of healing. And this is something I found myself in being an energy worker since like 2019, guys. It is something I found in myself and something that I saw in my clients over and over. It's extremely frustrating. It's when you get caught in the identity of always feeling like you have to heal yourself, of always feeling like you are never enough, where you constantly feel like you have to be doing all the healing stuff to be able to make movement in your life. Guys, it's backwards. It's backwards. Trust me on this. Healing has its place. It truly does. And I don't like to call it healing because I don't like to identify it with healing, because we are already healed, okay? It's just when you feel out of alignment and that energetic shift that feels uncomfortable, you use healing modalities to bring you back into alignment so you can live your life. Your life should not be lived to heal. You use those healing modalities like meditation, breath work, affirmations, manifest scripting, stuff like that. You use them to assist you in life. That should not be your life. It can be incredibly valuable to help you, don't get me wrong, but there's a point when healing becomes your identity, and that's where a lot of people get stuck. You keep waiting until you're completely healed before you apply for the job that you want, before you start dating again for your next relationship. You have to do all this inner work before you can be in another relationship, or you have to be completely healed to launch that business or to go after the dream, whatever, XYZ. Reality is that none of us will be ever completely perfect, is what I'm going to call it, because there is no definition to perfection other than you're perfect now. You will always be the greatest version of yourself in the present moment. And the present moment is the only thing to exist. So when you're telling yourself you are not healed, that you are not perfect, you will be constantly chasing perfection that doesn't exist. It's now that it exists. Because growth or perfection doesn't exist when you finally become flawless. Because none of us can become flawless, guys. We're constantly evolving with every thought. We're never done. It happens because you decide to live your life anyway. Sometimes that next stage of healing comes from participating in life, not preparing endlessly for it. Living your life, doing the hard shit, keeping the promises to yourself. Watch when you actually do that shit, how healing that can be for you, how much relief it will provide for you. Where I feel like people are so miserable or find the most discomfort in their life is not from external factors. It's not from things happening to them. It is not somebody else's fault. It is because we're not doing the things we want to do in our life. We're not doing the things our soul is pushing us to do. And we stay stuck out of fear. That energetic difference, the resistance, the stress is what is causing the illness, the early death, the disease in our life, is because we're not doing what we want to do with our lives. I really believe each and every single one of us has an ideal life, goals, whatever, that we want to be, achieve. When we don't do it, we don't take actions in alignment with it, it subconsciously creates resistance. That's communication from your soul that whatever thought that's not in alignment with that energetic frequency, it's creating resistance. That means it's not true. There's one thing that I want you to take away from this video. It is that we take a lot of blame and a lot of shame, or we're really hard on ourselves for not being where it is that we want. And we tie our identity to the thoughts in our head and the emotions that we feel in our body. And that can be extremely dangerous when it's low level and we feel shame around it. When we don't have thoughts that are very good, when we feel emotions that aren't good, we tend to think that it's us and we tend to think it's our fault. It is not who you are. It is just how the mind and the body works. That is just how energy works, and the blessing of this human body, the way it works to harness energy, to keep energy, the human experience. Okay, it's just how it works. So when you realize you're no different than any other human being and how we operate, other than you choose differently to feel something different, to change your life, to act upon fear anyway, is what separates you from the rest of the group. Every human operates the same way and how this body is wired. It's just our decisions and our thoughts that we decide to hold on to and identify with manifest the reality and who it is that we think that we are. Stop identifying yourself with the lower level thoughts and start understanding you're choosing it, and it is just energy. It is not you. You can choose a different higher level thought and just train your body and your mind to start becoming it, to keep it permanent in this body. It's not your fault. You are what you are, but it is your responsibility to change it. So I hope that this video helped you, and I hope it opened up your eyes to the power that you truly do have. The mind and the body are beautiful, powerful energy, tools, things. What you are is so freaking powerful. You can literally bend reality at your will if you can believe it, or the amount of energy you put behind the belief, which is your faith. It can happen literally in an instant, guys. It can. It does on the inside happen in an instant. That's how miracles are created. Sending you all my light, my love. Satnam. Oof, I inhaled that. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Ow, fuck.